Costco Mohawk flooring from Costco. Mohawk flooring from Costco. I'm ripping up this carpet in a 1920s craftsman house, and I'm going to replace this with the composite wood, the formaldehyde spewing. Well, the stuff I got is made in the United States. I got it at Costco, but it's probably still formaldehyde spewing, carcinogenic. So anyway, the carpet is heavy. I mean, I'm just doing this by myself, and getting the carpet out. This was not crappy carpet when it was installed. But, you know, carpet is no longer the trend. So, installing the laminate flooring and doing it right is sort of an IQ puzzle. So I might try and show some of that and how bad I screw it up in this video. You can see that underneath is this lovely green and gold asbestos linoleum. Probably from the 60s or 70s. Originally, I don't know what this house was. You would have thought it would have been oak, but I think this house might have been built out of other houses that were taken apart. Just when I look at it, doesn't look like it was built by a contractor. It looks like it was built by a homesteader out of, you know, pieces. So the padding is stapled down, but they only used real thin staples, or real short staples, so I can pull those out by hand. But getting the tack strip off is going to be the most time consuming. And I'm going to try and, I guess, cut this carpet up and put it in the dumpster. We're rolling along here, or I am. It's a solo. This is that linoleum that came in rolls. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine. I can understand wood, but I can't imagine green and gold linoleum. Whatever. Here's the wood. I'm bringing it in. I got it stashed in the back. Mohawk, made in USA. And I bought it a long time ago when it was on sale. It's got the foam on the back, so I just lay it down. At least I hope it has the foam on the back. I'm gonna have to figure out how to cut this carpet up. I'm not quite sure how to do that. Couple notes here. Usually you would remove the baseboards and go underneath them, but I am not going to do that in this case, and this is the reason. This house was originally 1/4-inch drywall, if you can believe that. It should have been a timber lath and plaster house in this era, but like I said, it was kind of like cheap homestead construction. So years ago, when we kind of rehabbed the house, we re-drywalled it with 1/2 inch. The guy that did the drywall, he suggested instead of rip all the baseboards off, because then nothing would line up because it was all cut for 1/4 inch, that we just butt the drywall up against the baseboard here, which you can see, you can actually, trying to do it without shaking, you can actually see that. And over here is the original 1/4 inch drywall. You can see the difference in the space there, which goes behind the baseboard. And, you know, flexible like cardboard. It's very hard to video that, but it's very flexible. You could just push on it and your hand would go right through it. So I'm going to use 3/4 inch quarter round around the base. And I was going to originally start from that corner and work this way. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from this corner and work the other way. Because I got a lip here I got to go under. So it's going to be easier to lock my last piece in from the other side where there's no lip. So, and then, yeah, so definitely working from this side to this side is going to be easier. And I had the heater, which I would probably have to remove too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just do a mock-up. And I'm just, for curiosity, I'm going to lay out one set of them across here. So of course this is just a mock-up. And they will be staggered when I put them together. But I'm curious about a few things here. How many planks it takes, because you want a 1/4 inch gap all the way around. You want the thing floating, basically, so that as it expands and contracts, it doesn't buckle. And I can't believe, well, I'm trying to see how many planks it takes, what I'll have to cut off the plank, and how square these walls are to each other. And I can't believe that this is almost like irritatingly too damn close. This leaves like an inch gap, which, you know, I would rather not cut in a table saw and try and force in there. So I wonder if I put a gap here. I wonder if I space this out. See if I have some 3/4 round here. I can mock this up. Yeah, you really want a 1/4 inch gap all the way around, and I got about a 1/4 over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it. I'm going to start from that corner and kind of build out. It's going to be hard. Build out. Yeah, because who knows if I'm going to end up with a straight line. And nothing in these houses is really straight. Probably nothing in any house is really straight, but think about this. This is why I laid this out, because I really wanted to see without measuring what my gap would be. And on this side, I would just really hate to have, you know, a little 1/2 inch piece of this stuff, because you waste the whole damn plank for a 1/2 inch. And I would have to notch it to fill in on this side. That's why it'd be better, because some places it would be thicker, like right here where these windows are, and then some places it would be thinner. So yeah, I gotta think about this for a while. To do this right takes a lot of thought. Actually, what I want to do is I want to flip this whole thing around 180, because the way I have it right now, the board, I was moving this direction to where the next board slips under and then pushes down. So I would want to flip it all the way around. Let me think about that, because then that would almost mean I'd want to start from that corner back there. Start from here, come across maybe 3 to 5 planks deep, come across to this wall, make sure it's square to the back wall, make sure it's square to the front wall. That way you can tweak it forward or back, and then build it out kind of from the middle, going both directions, so that you end up cutting this piece of wood on this wall last, and then that piece of wood on that wall. So that's how it's going to be done. The termites must have liked this piece of wood right here, because there ain't not nothing left of it. this piece of quarter round right here. So I gotta clean this up. What you do is you flip it around, the one you're gonna cut, and then you mark it and cut it. And then flip it back around and interlock it. And that should give me my 1/4 inch gap on each side. This is day 1. This is a very physical thing by yourself. Up and down and over and under. And so I'm probably going to hurt tomorrow. This is 10 boxes. So I'm working my way this way. I've measured it. I've manipulated the whole thing around. You can see the gap I got there. And then I literally got no gap back here. So not ideal, but I'm measuring between the back wall there and the front wall here. I'm trying to center it out so it looks as straight as possible, but the house is not straight, so I'm kind of just trying to compromise and get it in the middle of what's straight. Day number 2, I didn't get nearly as much time on it today as I did last time, yesterday. I got pulled away with some other stuff. I've kind of come down to where I start to need to start doing the fancy cuts, or not just cuts with a chop saw, I should say. And yeah, it's starting to look more better. You'll notice I don't have any straight lines here. I'm constantly juggling it. That's the main thing, is you don't want any straight lines. You want everything interlocked. Mary Jane Girls versus Bill Withers. That's a good one. Anyway, working my way along here. So this is like day 2 of doing this, and I'm wrapping it up today. It looks like my piece from the other end will actually work here. So I have very little waste doing this. Very, very little waste. And then of course I got to do all my moldings and stuff, which is no big deal. So doing all this little intricate stuff like this, yeah, use a little handsaw. Okay, well, we're all done, and I still need to do the 1/4 round. Clean it all up, then I'll get some final video. I found the paint for this room, the trim, the semi-gloss paint. So I've got everything. I need 100 feet of 1/4 round. And then, yeah, this is 4 days of work. And all the little intricate things came out pretty nice. I do need to get my molding trims. That was the old one that was there. I just stuck it there. But yeah, I think we are happy here. What a difference. Here's a look at some of the tools used. Chop saw, small table saw to rip, vacuum cleaner, of course your little reciprocating saw, and just hand tools, nothing extreme or anything. I'm pretty much done here. What I did is I bought the quarter round and 16-foot links, and then I painted it outside before I put it on. And what I still need to do is I still need to go around with caulking and kind of fill in the little gaps, because I did 45s. And I used that as a nail gun, and let me tell you, that saves your ass to have that. But you can see what I did here on the quarter round. See, I painted it, I let it sit for a day and dry, and now what I'll do is I'll just go around it and fill it in and paint it, just touch it up, and then I got to clean this whole mess up. Yeah, it doesn't quite look perfect there, but you know, it is what it is. And my fit is pretty much tight enough around the windows to where I mean, it looks good. And you look at it, it looks really good. I got no straight lines, everything locked in, I got no gaps. It looks good. I'm happy with it. And I think the gal that lives here will be ecstatic when she sees this. Metropolis. This radio just dominates. Okay, we're all done here, so everything's all put back together, painted. I painted all the trim. I went over the walls where it was messed up, but yeah, here we go. All done. The radio is still like gonna give me a content ID, Clinky Dinkler, but there it is. Costco Mohawk flooring from Costco. Mohawk flooring from Costco. They've removed the social distancing stickers, but the sheep are still in line.